The only big difference of this game was Trump showed up. I gotta be honest. The fans couldn't really get into it because they was 2 hours, outside. Had to be there 2 hours early.
What's up, everybody? This is the world famous Ed Lover, and you are watching Forgotten Kings TV. That's right, Forgotten Kings TV. Come on, son.
If anything might f up is Trump coming to the game. Trump's coming out, Secret Service is coming. He f***ing up all the watch parties. He says no watch parties. This is going to be interesting to watch outside the game because the way New York is acting, it's like they don't care about nothing. I see dripping San Antonio shirts off. They had the Atlanta Hawk jersey on. Atlanta Hawks been home. They ripped his shit up right off his shirt.
Gonna go, yeah.
I don't want Trump at the game. I don't want no new people at the game right now. Yo, whatever's been working, don't show up to the Garden and they lose the game. This is what I'm thinking right now. If you got the Knicks playing the way they playing, anything new could jeopardize what we've been seeing. It's just that. And people are going to blame you. People, if you think they hated Trump before, if he comes to this game and they lose, his presidency might be on the line in New York. They're just going to have a hard time, dialing in with Trump there because it breaks a lot of the things that are going on. Now, Trump has visited sports in the Garden before. But this is not the time. I think if you're Trump, you got to come to Game 4 if they win Game 3, but don't come to Game 3. Why? If they lose and Trump is there, this all goes towards Trump. That's what they're going to blame it on. You notice that. I noticed. PT noticed. Killer noticed. And it's going to change the outside. I love the energy of New York right now. I've not seen one blood or crip in the whole city since the Knicks have been winning. Everything has been harmonious. Everybody is unified. I don't know who's GD, BD, or anything right now. Everybody is just New York Knicks fans. And I love this for New York. I'm seeing gangsters smile. They're making pop records. This is a great time for New York. You got to love it. And Trump coming in there just makes it too serious. You know how you're having a good time and somebody come in, you gotta cater to them. You got to make it. It's going to mess up the vibe. I'm telling you, it's going to mess up the vibe.
6 hours later.
All right, Knicks lose Game 3. And I'll be honest, that was not one of my favorite crowds at MSG. And as someone who spent $9,000, if anyone was going to cope and lie and say, oh, that experience was amazing, and it was a good one, don't get me twisted, but that was just a weird crowd. Now, I've been to expensive games in the Garden before. I know that there's rich, wealthy people who spend money and who are crazy loud fans. But tonight it just wasn't it, and maybe it was because of Trump. Just politics aside, isn't your purpose to serve? I just don't understand. If you knew how much of an issue it was going to be for people to get into the arena, couldn't you have just stayed home? I've been to Trump sporting events before, and it has been quick. But God, they really made this thing a scene. I mean, even after the game, Trump left with 8 minutes to go in the fourth quarter. So we're an hour and a half after, and still we're blocked off. I had to walk 5 blocks just to get down there. It really, I think he may have killed part of the crowd. I think the price of the ticket may have priced out some of the better fans. It was a great time because the bar for a Knicks finals game was amazing. And you knew it was going to be great, but I thought this had best sporting event all time opportunity. And even if the Knicks had come back and won, it just wouldn't have been that. It just wouldn't have been that. And that's just my transparent, honest thoughts.
The next day.
The only big difference of this game was Trump showed up. I gotta be honest. The fans couldn't really get into it because they was 2 hours, outside. Had to be there 2 hours early. You could just look online. It's not the same. You took the sting away from the fans just so you could say the president was in the building. We know Trump is a major figure. We know he's our president. But right now we're trying to win a championship. And sometime, like Cam said yesterday, that if there's anybody that you could tell something and they're going to do opposite, he said it's him and Trump. But it's not always time for that. You got to keep first things first. Like we said before, you got to keep first things first. And the morale, this is a morale shifter. And I just want to see them get this on track because I would hate for it to be 2-2. If it becomes 2-2, it's a whole nother series. Right now, it's a series again, right?
Let's talk about it, y'all. That was Mase and Cam reacting to the Knicks losing Game 3 versus the Spurs last night at the Garden. As you've seen, Trump, he pulled up and immediately he was greeted with boos by Knicks fans. And listen, the moment it was announced that Trump would be at this game, fans immediately was like, yo, this could hurt our chances, right, at making history. Because, again, we're seeing Knicks fans right now lose their damn mind. I'm going to be honest with you. The celebration before even, winning the trophy, listen, it's crazy, right? Because, again, we understand how this thing works. You have to finish the mission, and the mission is winning 4 games, all right? And last night, Wemby, shout out to the Spurs. They held their composure because the moment they arrived in New York, Knicks fans have been bugging. I'm going to be real. Like, it's one thing to celebrate if you won the championship, but to just see all of this madness outside of the arena, it's wild. But aside from the antics, if we just speaking about the game, listen, man, both teams showed up. They delivered. And, in the end, the Spurs were able to, win the game. But up until that last moment, it looked like the Knicks were about to will themselves to another victory. I'm going to be real. Jalen Brunson, he hit a tough bucket at the end. When it comes down to it, it's just, the momentum was in favor of the Spurs at the end. And listen, they showed up, right? And the energy, right? The environment, the Knicks fans, they did the best that they could. Even the refs, there was some iffy things going on last night. But in the end, like I said, aside from the officiating, aside from Trump's presence, listen, we getting good basketball, right? We even getting some physicality. There was a moment when Wemby kind of shoved Brunson and he looked at him like, yo, you better watch yourself. And that's the thing I respect when it comes to Brunson because he has the heart of a lion. And, like I said, last night was a must win for the Spurs. So hopefully, Knicks fans, they can calm down a little bit. This can humble them because, listen, had they won last night, I don't know, man. Like I said, every time I wake up looking at the timeline, seeing Knicks fans, they going crazy. You know what I mean? And now Trump being involved in this, it's like, yo, if the Knicks lose this, they going to blame Trump. But y'all let me know. What are your thoughts on Mase and his accurate prediction as to, Trump causing the Knicks to lose last night? Again, this was something that they joked about. But as you can see, when it was all said and done, the Spurs showed up and they delivered. Okay, to me, this was a must win for the Spurs because going into this Knicks environment and having to, come back down 3-0, it's damn near impossible. But this right here gives the Spurs some breathing room, and it also humbles the Knicks fans to calm your ass down, okay? You're up 2-1 right now. All you got to do is make some adjustments, and, who knows? Knicks could actually make history, but as of right now, this is where we at with it. But again, y'all let me know. What are your thoughts on Mase and Cam's reaction to the Knicks losing, as well as Trump getting booed? Like I said, man, what are your thoughts on Knicks fans and the environment outside the arena? Because it's looking crazy out there, especially when y'all haven't won the championship. You know what I mean? Shout out to the players. The Knicks, the second unit. You know what I mean? Everyone's showing up. They're hungry, but they got to deliver. You got to finish the assignment. Right now, the Spurs were able to get one victory under the belt. So let's see what happens in game 4. But like I said, y'all let me know what are your thoughts down in the comment section below. With that being said, again, my name is Sensei Rip. Till next time, peace. Hey, Knicks fans, calm your ass down. Y'all crazy out here, man. It's looking like Royal Rumble outside. Come on, y'all. Y'all crazy. But all right, y'all. I'll catch y'all at the next one. Peace. Thank you for watching my video. If you like what you see, make sure to hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. And also, hit that notification bell to get the latest on hip-hop, sports, comedy, whatever. All right? We got you covered over here at Forgotten Kings TV. And also, click on one of these videos, okay? All right, y'all. Peace.